340. Burn is 102.5. 0.48 is the second number, and everything's fine on board. Copy.
Less than a minute left in the deorbit burn. Everything going well.
4 minutes. 112.5 for the burn. Copy.
meters.
122 meters at 4 minutes 20 seconds.
Standing by for a nominal cutoff.
For Dzhezkazgan A main engine cutoff. We confirm.
And we have the end of the deorbit burn. It was a nominal burn. A veteran Russian actress, her producer-director, and a veteran Russian cosmonaut are on their way home. As the deorbit burn was completed, the Russian Mi-8 helicopters at the airport in Dzhezkazgan began to depart one by one, headed for the landing site to await the arrival of the Soyuz MS-18 under its main parachute.
And I'm moving on to page 56. Guys, page 56. Copy. And there is less than 23 minutes till separation. Copy. Oleg, could you please verify what was GK time? I copy. Please stand by. GK 064619. Okay, 064619. Right. And could you please check what burn are you done with? Well, it was 127.99 for the burn. Wonderful.
Давление в БО 89, 786.
Bellow pressure is 89 and descent module pressure SR is 786. Copy.
Так, по странице 56, не позднее перед 9 минус.
All right. no later than separation 0647. And so, talking over each other. So no later T separation minus 06. Yulia, could you give me the rotational hand control? It needs to be in the transport position. Let me stow this one. Good job. Thank you so much. And could you give me the hand controllers? Yes, of course. Thank you. Right. I got it. Moscow, this is Kazbeki. Everything's fine on board. Copy. And we read you loud and clear.
Oleg Novitskiy reporting back to Russian flight controllers that everything is in good shape on board. He and his crewmates having completed a successful deorbit burn of 4 minutes and 38 seconds. The uppermost section of the three-section Soyuz vehicle, the orbital module, was depressurized as planned 10 seconds after the completion of the burn, setting the stage for module separation that is coming up about 15 minutes from now. We're about 2 minutes away from the point at which the Soyuz will be too far away from the station to ensure solid VHF voice communications. Sometimes those communications will hang in there for a bit longer, sometimes not, based on the geometry of the Soyuz antennas and those on the International Space Station. So we'll be standing by to see what kind of comm we have as the crew descends back to a landing site 92 miles to the southeast of Dzhezkazgan. Touchdown expected 40 minutes from now. All the events of the day have gone as planned. The crew on the Soyuz vehicle having said farewell to their space station colleagues who they spent the last 12 days with in the case of Peresild and Shipenko, and for Novitskiy the last 6.5 months. The hatch was closed on the Soyuz vehicle and subsequently on the space station at 3:41 p.m. Central Time and latched about an hour later. Undocking occurring on time at 8:14 p.m. Central Time as the International Space Station and the Soyuz MS-18 flew 258 miles over northeastern China. And as we've been describing, the deorbit burn occurring on time.
We are here, and we copy that everything's good on board. We read you pretty well, Moscow. Copy.
The Russian Mi-8 helicopters are airborne, heading from Dzhezkazgan to the landing site. That's about a 35-minute helicopter ride. Once at the landing site, they will fly in an oval-shaped racetrack pattern, awaiting the arrival of the Soyuz, its voice and data communications to be relayed through an Antonov fixed-wing aircraft that is essentially a flying command and control center relaying data and information back to the Russian mission control in Korolyov. You're looking at a live view from a balcony camera as the Russian flight controllers keep tabs on the progress of the descent of the Soyuz MS-18 toward its landing site. And at the moment, we're at the point at which voice communications were expected to become choppy or to be lost altogether for a time. This might persist for most of the descent back to Earth. Just to give you some time hacks here, the module separation is expected at 11:10 p.m. Central Time, a little less than 11 minutes from now. The crew will begin entry into the Earth's atmosphere at 11:12 p.m. Central Time. At that point of entry, the crew will begin to feel the first tug of gravity against their bodies. For Oleg Novitskiy, the first sensation of gravity in 6.5 months. At about 11:14 p.m., the Soyuz, with its heat shield in the direction of travel, will enter into the so-called plasma regime.
Readiness mode in order. Copy.
The entrance into the plasma regime will take about 4.5 minutes to complete. Peak heating on the spacecraft at that time.
Report on descent even if there is no COM.
The landing sequence is very interesting. The parachute deployment sequence for the Soyuz is triggered by a barometric pressure sensor when the atmospheric pressure is measured at about 41,000 feet above the ground.
Unintelligible. Let me hold up. It looks all right.
At 41,000 feet above the ground, the main parachute cover is jettisoned by pyros and springs. This pulls out 2 extraction chutes, which in turn pulls out a drogue chute, which in turn pulls out the main parachute on the Soyuz. It takes about 20 seconds for all of this to take place.
How do you read us? We read you with interference, but we read you. Copy. You are in readiness mode, right?
Continuing on with a description of the entry sequence, at about 18,000 feet, commands are sent to jettison the heat shield on the Soyuz, to inhibit entry control thrusters, and to open valves that vent hydrogen peroxide fuel for the entry control thrusters and the oxygen in the life support system tank. Sometimes, depending on whether or not we have live video of that portion of the descent, you'll see a white vapor emanating from the Soyuz. That's a combination of hydrogen peroxide and oxygen venting into the air. The purpose of that is to safe the vehicle for landing so that hazardous gases don't remain in the tanks when the soft landing thrusters fire just a few feet off the ground, just prior to the vehicle impacting the landing site.
Закрыл хорошо, да?
Close well, right? Yes.
Где-то здесь вольтары-то зачем? Не нужна. Перепад давления не будет. Что? Ничего.
Unintelligible.
Казбек, тут с Москвы. КСС у вас в режиме готовности, я правильно понял?
If everything is going as planned, we should be about 5 minutes away from module separation at an altitude of 140 kilometers.
Контролируйте до разделения.
Monitor separation.
Вот. И перед разделением не забудьте отключить.
Check bills.
Отжать клавишу.
And don't forget to release the transmitter before separation.
The MS-18 with Novitskiy, Peresild, and Shipenko on board continuing to make its way towards entry interface. We're about 3.5 minutes away from the scheduled time for module separation. Coming up on about 27 minutes till the anticipated touchdown of the MS-18 at the landing site to the southeast of Dzhezkazgan. About 1.5 minutes away from the expected pyrotechnic separation of the 3 sections of the Soyuz. Flight controllers here at Mission Control in Houston, waiting for confirmation of module separation. Flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center have confirmed module separation. A key milestone, the heat shield now in the direction of travel for the Soyuz vehicle. This is about the point at which the Soyuz will be entering the Earth's atmosphere, and the crew will begin to feel gravity against their bodies. And that sound of the radio beacon confirming that the Soyuz is in good shape, heading for the landing site to the southeast of Dzhezkazgan, touchdown less than 22 minutes from now. This is Mission Control Houston. Coming up on 20 minutes until touchdown. The Soyuz MS-18 is now flying the descent module free of the other sections. Module separation occurring just a few minutes ago. The spacecraft has entered the Earth's atmosphere and is in the period of peak heating around the vehicle, the heat shield repelling temperatures of some 2,500 degrees. The Soyuz and its 3 occupants should be emerging from this period of peak heating around the spacecraft a couple of minutes from now, 18.5 minutes until touchdown. The Russian Mi-8 helicopters, part of the search and recovery forces, should be approaching the landing site about now. We are about 3 minutes away from the anticipated deployment of the parachutes. First a drogue chute and then the main chute on the Soyuz vehicle.
How do you read us? Loud and clear? Load 405. Integral 15. 7 seconds. Bias. Last 7. And pressure in descent module. Inaudible. Copy. Everything is all right? Thank you. We are going to take care, and load is decreasing. Waiting for the chute to deploy. Everything is perfect, guys. The load is 2 right now, getting less.
Standing by for parachute deployment. Good communications reestablished with the crew aboard the Soyuz.
Perfect. Great. Unintelligible.
Voice and data soon to be relayed through an Antonov fixed-wing aircraft at the landing site. We're about 14 minutes away from touchdown. 13 minutes until touchdown. Standing by for confirmation of chute deploy. This is Mission Control Houston. Now just 11.5 minutes until touchdown. And the reports from the search and recovery forces confirming a good parachute deploy. Everything continuing to go by the book. Once again, even though we don't have video from the landing site yet at this point, we have received confirmation from the Russian Mission Control Center of a good parachute deploy. 10.5 minutes until touchdown. This is Mission Control Houston, our first view of the Soyuz MS-18 now. About 9.5 minutes until touchdown, the main chute fully deployed, everything on time. The crew reporting they are feeling well, data, telemetry, and voice being relayed through an Antonov fixed-wing aircraft at the landing site. Russian Mi-8 helicopters are now in a racetrack pattern, ready to greet the crew following touchdown.
19 inaudible, 10 in the first one, and 10.5 in the second.
Да, появилась высота 4200 показывает.
420 is altitude.
По ISS как приняли высоту?
And how do you copy? 420, we copy. This is search and rescue team. 16 and 17 in the first and 2, and 8 and 2. Copy, perfect.
Классно.
8 minutes until touchdown, everything proceeding in very good fashion. The Soyuz MS-18, Oleg Novitskiy, the Soyuz commander in the center seat, flanked to his left by Russian producer-director Klim Shipenko, and on his right by Russian actress Yulia Peresild, just minutes away from returning to Earth and a landing some 92 miles to the southeast of the town of Dzhezkazgan. It is Sunday morning on the steppe of Kazakhstan. Clear skies, light winds, temperatures in the low to mid-40s.
Попробуйте еще подтянуться. Хотя бы чуть-чуть. Наверное, уже хорошо. Спиной ложение чувствуете? Нормально? Да, еще.
Do you see the seat liner tight to your back? Yes, tight, very tight. 400 is altitude. Copy.
Высота 3200.
3,200. 493 is the pressure and growing. Good.
Передача зажата или отжата, не пойму. А, нет, смотри.
Is your transmitter on or off?
Oleg Novitskiy minutes away from completing a 191-day mission spanning 80.9 million miles. Peresild and Shipenko, having filmed scenes for a movie aboard the International Space Station for the past 12 days, returning to Earth. You see one of the Russian Mi-8 helicopters flying in the foreground, part of the phalanx of Rosaviatsa assets, ready to recover the crew. Once touchdown occurs, it will take just a few minutes for the search and recovery team to surround the capsule, erect an inflatable medical tent, and begin the process of extracting the crew from the descent module.
How copy us, Oleg? How are you? And who are these guys? These are our search and rescue teams, as far as I understand. Right, I tied my straps pretty, like I tightened them too much. That's okay. All right. 220. 220 is the altitude and 555 is the descent module pressure. Search and rescue team is unintelligible. Do you see the helicopter? No, I don't. That's Klim. You're approaching to the 200-meter altitude. 568 is the pressure in the descent. Repress 16.16.
Less than 200 meters off the ground. The crew soon will be bracing for the firing of the soft landing engines. Just a few feet off the ground, the information being relayed to the onboard computers by the altimeter at the base of the Soyuz.
Because we don't get a take two, guys.
Так, высота 1600, давление высота 603.
Altitude is 1,600 and descent module pressure is 603. And we confirm 1,600. If you turn your head a little bit. Do you see them? No, I don't. Maybe they're on your side. Search and rescue team. Well, most importantly, we can see you guys. That's search and rescue team. Well, the camera is also recording, so we'll be able to see it later. 1,200 is the altitude. And we confirm the altitude is 1,200. 16. Repress is 1616 and oxidize is 0.8 and 1.4. We copy.
Very smooth descent under the main parachute. The crew soon bracing for touchdown.
All right, guys, fold your arms, your elbows tight, and just get ready for the chute deployment. We'll see you guys. That's the search and rescue team. Everything's nominal. 675 is the descent module pressure. The altitude is 500 meters. Get ready, guys. Copy. Get ready. Don't talk till I tell you. 400 is the altitude. Copy. Altitude is 300 meters. Copy. $100 meters, guys. Get ready.
Standing by for touchdown.
550 meters. 20 meters, guys. Brace yourselves.
Touchdown confirmed.
Welcome to the Earth.
Touchdown confirmed at 11:35 p.m. Central Time, 12:35 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:35 a.m. Kazakhstan Time. Oleg Novitskiy home after 191 days in space for Yulia Peresild and Klim Shipenko.
They landed vertically. Awesome, guys.
And confirmation from the search and recovery forces that the Soyuz landed upright, so they stuck the landing on the steppe of Kazakhstan. The 12-day movie-making mission of Peresild and Shipenko at an end. A smooth touchdown for Novitskiy, Peresild, and Shipenko on the steppe of Kazakhstan on a Sunday morning. The elements of the search and recovery forces, the Russian Mi-8 helicopters and all-terrain vehicles now moving toward the capsule to begin the process of erecting an inflatable medical tent and extracting the crew. They'll be put in chairs right beside their capsule to have a few minutes to reacclimate themselves to Earth's gravity before being brought into that medical tent to get out of their Russian Sokol launch and entry suits and into more comfortable clothing before they board helicopters to fly about 2 hours to the staging city in Karaganda, where they will board a Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center aircraft for a flight back to their training base in Star City, Russia, outside of Moscow. All of the events throughout the course of the afternoon and evening went according to schedule. The crew bidding farewell to their space station counterparts, climbing aboard their Soyuz MS-18, conducting leak checks of their spacesuits and their vehicle prior to the Soyuz undocking from the International Space Station's Nauka module, the multi-purpose laboratory module, the undocking occurring at 8:14 p.m. Central Time, 9:14 p.m. Eastern Time. The deorbit burn took place as planned, a 4-minute, 38-second retrograde firing to slow the Soyuz down, allowing it to drop out of orbit. And 54 minutes later, homecoming, with the Soyuz touching down on the steppe of Kazakhstan. You now see a phalanx of vehicles making their way towards the capsule itself. You saw the descent of the Soyuz under its main parachute, touchdown occurring just a few minutes ago at 11:35 p.m. Central Time, 12:35 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:35 a.m. in Kazakhstan on a Sunday morning. This is Mission Control Houston. We'll be standing by for more video from the landing site. You're looking at a live picture from a camera on an all-terrain vehicle that tracked the Soyuz's descent under its main parachute for the final minutes of its mission, having undocked from the International Space Station earlier this evening, conducting a deorbit burn and an on-time touchdown at 11:35 p.m. Central Time, 10:35 a.m. Kazakhstan time at the landing site on Sunday morning. The report from the search and recovery forces was that the Soyuz landed upright, so the crew will be extracted through the use of a ladder that will be mounted along the side of the capsule. The top hatch of the Soyuz will be open, and the members of the Energia and search and recovery teams will be working to extract the crew members one by one. This is Mission Control Houston, continuing to watch video from the landing site on the steppe of Kazakhstan to the southeast of the town of Dzhezkazgan, where the Soyuz MS-18 spacecraft touched down about 13 minutes ago, completing a flawless descent back into the Earth's atmosphere after its undocking from the International Space Station a few hours ago. Oleg Novitskiy home after 191 days in space, now with a total of 531 days in space on his 3 missions. Russian actress Yulia Peresild and producer-director Klim Shipenko back on Earth after 12 days aboard the station, in which they filmed scenes for a movie titled Challenge.
Houston station on 2 for VME TV.
Go ahead, station.
Hey, good wee hours of the night.
This is Mission Control Houston, about 20 minutes since the landing of the Soyuz MS-18 on the steppe of Kazakhstan. We are still awaiting the repositioning of television cameras and all-terrain vehicles by the capsule, and are expecting to receive additional television here momentarily. And now receiving that television as the ladder has been set up at the capsule to begin the process of extracting the crew.
Nobody's answering. Put the headsets on. We left it behind. Okay, quiet everybody.
Those are the chairs that have been set by the capsule on which the 3 crew members will be placed. Oleg Novitskiy, Yulia Peresild, the actress, and her producer-director, Klim Shipenko.
Step back.
They will be extracted one by one out of the top hatch of the Soyuz following its on-time landing at 11:35 p.m. Central Time, 10:35 a.m. Kazakhstan time on a Sunday morning. And as you can see, clear skies, almost no wind at the landing site, temperatures in the 40s, almost ideal conditions for the return of the 3 crew members.
I will give you a hint. Okay, please, no one should be looking into the camera. Who is the representative here? Okay, please step back. I will announce. Yeah, because we may not be able to do it later. Okay, everything's fine. Okay. People stand here, please. Everybody remove the masks. Thank you. Are you ready? Yes. Make sure no one stays in the mask. Help each other.
And Oleg Novitskiy being placed in his chair, having been extracted from the Soyuz, which landed upright.
Can we get closer? No.
The veteran Russian commander now with 531 days in space to his credit.
Do not step on the blue plastic. Yeah, fix it like this. Just a little bit like that. Guys, please stop dusting here. No comb.
Members of the RSC Energia technical team and the search and recovery support personnel now working to extract the other two crew members, Yulia Peresild and Klim Shipenko. Meanwhile, Oleg Novitskiy on a Sunday morning, initial medical testing being conducted, everything in good shape. Novitskiy having completed 191 days in space on this mission, which spanned 80.9 million miles. And producer-director Klim Shipenko now out of the Soyuz.
That way. You okay? Well, here you are, back home. Okay, all right. Come down. Careful. All right, keep moving. Now, step away. Step away. Step aside.
And moments away from seeing Yulia Peresild. The Soyuz MS-18 landing upright on time at 11:35 p.m. Central Time, 10:35 a.m. Kazakhstan time. And there's Yulia Peresild, the Russian actress, now out of the Soyuz vehicle.
Where are you? Work in sync. Guys, please, let us do some shooting.
A rather large crowd greeting this trio, returning from space, including the head of Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin.
Well, did you like it? Okay, that's it. Now, please, everybody, step back. Do you have a loudspeaker? Where is it?
So all three crew members out of the Soyuz, having a few minutes to bask in a Sunday morning sunlight. They soon will be carried into the nearby inflatable medical tent to get out of those Russian Sokol launch and entry suits and into more comfortable clothing. Yulia Peresild, the Russian actress, having been handed a bouquet of flowers. They will be flown in 3 Russian Mi-8 helicopters back to Karaganda, Kazakhstan, a short time from now, to board a Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center aircraft for a flight back to Star City, Russia, outside of Moscow.
Вот мы вроде бы неподалеку, смотрите, уже совсем другой человек перед нами. Перед нами Юлия Пересильд.
We are very close to a superhuman being, Yulia. Yulia was flying to space. And how was it? It was wonderful. Inaudible.
Снимайте на мобильный, это сцена. Телевидение с телефона убрали. Ребята!
Guys, please step back. Everybody, step back. The entire crew.
Сделайте, пожалуйста, кроме группы, несколько шагов назад. Ребят, все отошли назад.
Everybody, step back. Except for the support group.
The 3 Soyuz crew members will soon be carried into the inflatable medical tent nearby.
Приготовились.
Get ready. Guys, please do not do any filming on your smartphones. Do not take any videos, because right now this is actually the future end of the movie.
Финальная сцена и в палатку. Через спускаемый аппарат.
Где что?
Спускаемый аппарат.
Да. Не забудь. Там можно, в принципе, поставить даже снимающую. Не сиди писать, лучше раз.
Хорошо.
Actually, there was some room in the descent module for it. Inaudible.
Oleg Novitskiy having a moment to chat with a member of the search and recovery forces, a Russian nurse at his side. That is customary for all returning Soyuz crew members to have Russian support personnel, including medical personnel, to attend to them upon their return.
I'll see you very soon. Thank you.
And another view of Yulia Peresild, the Russian actress who spent 12 days aboard the International Space Station, along with her producer-director Klim Shipenko.
Now, please get ready for the take. Film crew, get ready for the take. Camera run. Andrei, 5 minutes. Still waiting? Hurry up. What's the delay? Battery change. Guys, who has the battery? Okay. Stand by. Get the battery. No, he's okay. He feels well. Okay, ready? Camera. Take.
Well, the crew is getting its land legs back on the steppe of Kazakhstan. Part of the film crew associated with the movie Challenge, which featured Peresild as a surgeon flying to the space station to attend to an ailing crew member who was portrayed by Novitskiy on board. The film crew shooting additional scenes at the landing site before the crew is carried into the medical tent nearby to get out of their Sokol launch and entry suits.
Ребят, мы мизансцене меняем. Володя отходит от Олега.
Вот отсюда.
Да.
Listen to me. Now, Vladimir must be stepping away. from Oleg before he's asking for a handshake first, and then he goes towards Zhenya. Okay, I'll be right here. No, don't kneel, stand first. Please put away all your smartphones. Get ready for the take. Camera. Start. Take. Do we need another take? All right. Take 3. Everybody back to starting positions. One more time. Second option. Second option. Is everybody ready? Okay. All right, agreed. Ready? Camera. Start. One more take. Yulia? Okay. Let's do it quickly. Everybody get ready. Ready. Camera.
This is Mission Control Houston, continuing to watch live views from the landing site in Kazakhstan with the Soyuz MS-18 crew that just returned from their time on the International Space Station. What is happening here is that the movie, The Challenge, there are scenes here post-landing that are being shot for production in the movie, particularly with Yulia Peresild, the Russian actress that you see there. And they've had multiple takes, just like on a movie set. The crew obviously in good spirits and in good condition, supporting all of that under the watchful eye of Russian nurses and other search and recovery personnel. It appears now that they've had several good takes. The crew shortly will be brought into a nearby medical tent for post-landing medical evaluations to change into more comfortable clothing, and then to fly in helicopters back to the staging city in Karaganda, Kazakhstan. And now the crew, as you see, being carried away from the landing site near their capsule towards that medical tent.
Watch for the dead. Don't agitate any dust.
Klim Shipenko, the producer-director, being carried now towards another position near the capsule.
Everybody step back. And the crew commander Oleg Novitskiy, we congratulate you. You're back home, and we're very glad to see you.
Конечно. Спасибо большое.
Если можно. Там новости Первого канала. Ой, сколько тебе еще? Все. Костя, недолго, пожалуйста.
Kostya, please make it brief. Okay, we need to stop Kostya, otherwise he'll never stop himself.
А почему вы сказали, что в Руссии?
Ну, потому что...
Why did you say that inaudible? Because it was very difficult. All right, we need to wrap it up. Everybody step back. Step back. Now group photo. With Oleg and Yulia, but commander first. And then us next. Okay.
It appears as if the crew now will be carried towards the medical tent with post-landing filming of some scenes for the movie Challenge having been completed.
Yes, please take this for now.
Novitskiy being carried first.
Second measurement here. Okay.
This is a Russian tradition to have the Soyuz commander sign the outside of his spacecraft.
Oh, we still have to ride this vehicle, yes. All right. The commander left his autograph. Yulia, you are the best. Okay. Let's approach the descent module. Keep filming. No. Come from that side. Excuse us.
And Novitskiy now in the medical tent, soon to be followed by Peresild and Shipenko. Actress Yulia Peresild now about to enter the medical tent. And Klim Shipenko now being carried toward the medical tent. So all three crew members, Oleg Novitskiy, Yulia Peresild, and Klim Shipenko, now at the medical tent to get out of their Sokol launch and entry suits and into more comfortable clothing before they are loaded onto Russian Mi-8 helicopters for the flight back to the staging city of Karaganda, Kazakhstan, where they will board Russian a Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center aircraft for the flight back to Star City, Russia, and their training base. So with all three crew members safely back on Earth and in the medical tent at the landing site in Kazakhstan, the landing went about as well as can be expected by the book. Some replays of the landing that you saw earlier in our live coverage of the return of the Soyuz MS-18, with the landing occurring at 11:35 p.m. Central Time, 12:35 a.m. Eastern Time, 10:35 a.m. at the landing site in Kazakhstan on Sunday morning. Novitskiy wrapping up 191 days on the International Space Station, now 531 days in space on his 3 missions. Peresild and Shipenko expanding a new dimension in space commercialization by spending 12 days on the orbital outpost, filming a movie titled Challenge, in which Peresild portrayed a surgeon attending to an ailing crew member. The launch of Peresild and Shipenko occurring on October 5th on the Soyuz MS-19 spacecraft that remains at the International Space Station, along with its commander, Anton Shkaplerov, now part of the Expedition 66 crew. Shkaplerov to return to Earth next March with NASA's Mark Vande Hei and Russian cosmonaut Pyotrbrov Dubrov. So with that, we'll wrap up our coverage for tonight. A safe landing for the Soyuz MS-18 and its 3 crew members, Novitskiy, Peresild, and Shipenko, safely back on Earth. Thanks for joining us throughout the course of the day and the evening. We wish you a great weekend, and that's it for now from Mission Control in Houston.
Many pilots today don't go out with an immediate concern on their flight that they're going to run into the ground.
There is a problem in aviation of controlled flight into terrain.
Controlled flight into terrain is a case where you have a perfectly healthy aircraft that is what's called under controlled flight. In other words, it hasn't stalled. The pilot has full control ability of that aircraft. Yet, the aircraft ends up running into the ground in some